Hey everybody, welcome to the 40 Finance channel. My name's Jeff Beers, and today I'm going to be talking about my top performing stocks over the past 12 months. If you like stock market analysis and tips to help you make your money grow faster, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. I really appreciate it. Now let's jump into my top picks of the year. All right, first on my list for today is TJX Companies, otherwise known as TJ Maxx. And TJ Maxx had a really good year last year, especially when you consider the retail environment as a whole was a little bit of a roller coaster ride. But with their discount model and a growing footprint of stores, TJ Maxx really performed well. I made my first purchase with TJ Maxx on 4/18/2018, 20 shares at $83. And this is important, this number here of 83, because as we see later on in the year, TJ Maxx actually did a stock split in November. And it was just a simple 2-for-1 stock split. So as it turned out for me, as the year went on, this was the only purchase that I made in 2018 for 20 shares. However, on November 7th, the stock split. So now I have 40 shares of TJ Maxx. And you see, as the year went on, really this is a kind of a missed opportunity for me. I was a little touch and go on retail in general. I like TJ Maxx, but I was worried about the economy and the retail space, but it went up dramatically throughout the year. So the value of my 20 shares prior to November made it up to about $110. So it went from $83 a share to $110. Then the stock split occurred. So I went from 20 shares to 40 shares at about $55. From there, like everything else in the market, we had a really disastrous December, basically, with huge losses across the market. So a big chunk of my profit went down the drain there, but it is inching its way back up to where it was when times were better and the stock split. So today it's at $52. But to end the year, I had a cost basis of $1,681. And the value as of today of my shares is $2,080. You throw in $23 worth of dividends, and my net gain for TJX was $422. So that ends up being about a 25% gain or so, somewhere in there, handily beating the market for sure. So I'll probably double down here for the long term, try to build a position up close to 100 shares as time goes on. Looking at the TipRanks analyst forecast for the next 12 months, they got TJX on $55 as the average target. You got a high of 61 and a low of 43. So they're not necessarily projecting a ton of growth over the next 12 months. However, TJX did just announce that they're upping their dividend for the year, and they have nothing but strong statements for 2019. So I wouldn't be surprised if we eclipsed this and got closer to, say, $61, $62 a share by the end of the 12-month stretch. And who knows, if the economic conditions improve and retail has a good year, that could go even farther. So either way, I'm doubling down this year throughout the year just to keep an adjusted cost basis. But I'm definitely bullish on the future, particularly for the long term. Okay, my best investment of 2018 was the First Trust Dow Jones Internet ETF, FDN. I've done a review of the FDN ETF a couple months back. I'll link to that in the description. But I've been pretty bullish on the internet industry as a whole. I love FDN because it sort of combines internet-based companies and expands it out a little bit into retail, consumer goods. It's a really great mix for me and the future that I see in America as far as companies that are going to succeed quickly. I made my first investment on February 9th, and Actually, this says 138. That's not correct. The first investment level came in about $111. I'll update this slide and put it on the screen here so you can see what that initial number was. Coming into March 20th, I got another 10 shares at 127. October 16th, 10 shares at 131. And here recently, I threw 4 stocks into another buy. 4 shares into another big buy I did, and it came in at 129. So you see the roller coaster ride of FTN. It had strong performance, but like so many other things, it followed the market downcline into December. You see that it's bouncing back up here. I expect that it will continue to grow, and I'm really excited about this ETF over the long term. If you watch my review for the stock, it's got a lot of strong signals going forward. From a cost basis perspective, I invested $4,800 into this stock, and value now is at $53.93. Total gain of $563. So TJX was about a 25% gain. This one shook out at just over 10% gain, which isn't super awesome, but I think the Dow Jones as a whole was negative 4% last year. So beat the market by a solid 16%. And I think for me, this one is long-term hold all day long. I don't even really necessarily care what the 1 year is at this point. It's good that it's positive, but this is a 5 or 10 year play for me. Without question, it's right in the wheelhouse to think businesses that I understand and like to follow. From an analyst perspective, TipRanks doesn't track ETFs. So I kind of put some other things on the board to give you guys a visualization. The top holdings here: Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Salesforce, Google, PayPal, Google Class A, eBay, Twitter, VeriSign. That gives you some idea of the companies that are in this ETF. And wherever you go and whatever you read about FDN, more times than not, you're going to see positive signals. So I just captured this from the Yahoo page for FDN, and Kiplinger included it in 13 great ETFs for years of stellar gains. The 10 best ETFs you can buy from Investor Place. So the sentiment is very strong. Now, obviously, I need Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Salesforce, Google, all those guys. It's a little FANG heavy on the top, but that is by no stretch the only investments they have. So this is a pretty balanced ETF in the sense it is market cap weighted. So it does invest more in companies that are larger. However, the list of companies that you see on there, it's any notable internet e-commerce play that you can think of. So I really like it. I encourage everyone to look at FTN as something that they might add a small position to their portfolio. Those are my 2 top performers of the year: TJX, FDN ETF. I linked my worst performers in a video I did a couple days ago, so you guys can check that out too. And I'll have plenty of status updates as we go along in 2019. But that's how things are looking for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next video.